Coming to you, old Vincenzo, hanging out in the old refrigerator, wobbling around, kicking my feet. And I'm here to tell you to join old Vincenzo's Gold Crypto Investing. Hit that bell notification and just rock your way into nice profitable trades and fleece heist and shist, the fleece heisters and shysters, and relax because you have that bell notification to give you all the latest news, breaking news, coin updates, and regulatory things. Peace and love. Hey-o! Vincenzo's Gold Crypto Investing, and it's a football Saturday, if you can believe that already. I believe it's the 17th of September as we work our way in through the first third of autumn as we approach the wintertime in the greater Roseville metropolitan area in the great state of Michigan on an unseasonably mild 80 degree early to mid late morning now approaching the noon hour. It's very unseasonably mild today, as it's going to continue to be across the Midwest and the Great Lakes for the next few days. But we're going to take a look at the Bitcoin price before I get into the next 3 to 6 hours. There's going to be a lot of football Saturday videos coming out on my college football station. You can see we've had 14,000, nearly 15,000 views. And after it calculates the views I get today, about 5,000, we're going to be approaching the 20,000 view mark after only 14 days of college football news being in existence. That channel is having a lot of volume, way bigger volume than my crypto station does. So the college football fans seem to be very enthused, and we're going to be on top of that all day today with the highlights. So after this update, for the next couple of hours, there's just going to be very intermittent coin updates. And then even this evening, there's only going to be a few until the night's over, because I got to stay on top of all the latest highlights for my growing college football fan base and my growing college football audience as we make our way towards our first 100 subscribers. And I feel like maybe by the end of next weekend, we will be over the 100 subscriber mark. And I wish they would have told me this freeway was closed on my fucking map. But I feel we'll be over that subscriber list by the end of next week. We'll have our first 100 subscribers, if you can believe that. And then you got to watch this video. This is a very important video about the crypto and the Bitcoin price. And if we zoom out now, you can see where it's currently down in that $19,969 range. And it's a critical area. You can see after the great dump from back here when we were in this bear flag, and we dumped. And we came down to the top part of this blue trading zone, which is major support. We bounced once, we bounced twice, we bounced the third time. Then we were in this rising channel, or as I like to think it is, it's another bear flag, just like that one back there. And then the bigger one that happened about 5 months ago in February or March, it broke down. And the technical target out of this is all the way down here at about $13,336. And that would make and run in line with our technical target down here that we made, that we've been harping on for essentially a year now. And this is attempting to break down out of this. You see it broke one level down, consolidated, dumped another mini level down, consolidated, had a nice little pump up, dumped, and it's sitting on this major support level. If it holds this major support level, the old all-time high, which is the critical area, about $19,669, right about where we're at now, that's your critical support level that you need to hold. And if it could hold that, you could try to make a run up into some of this upper resistance up here at 24,969 or even 29,000. And as we get on up near this blue support zone up over top, that's a major sell zone. But it's currently struggling to get there because the volume continues to decline, and you only get spike in volume, spike in volume, spike in volume, spike, local spike, and notice it's all red, meaning it's all sell volume, right? So that's the critical areas you need to watch this weekend. And as we push forward into next week, as the federal government does their rate hikes, and they're going to have their 2-day meeting starting September 20th, I believe is a Tuesday, which would make a Thursday when they release what they're going to raise. And in the emergency update, the federal government is going to raise interest rates 0.75 of a basis point, and it's going to bring the Fed fund rate getting closer to 3%, right? And that's a critical level. As soon as you cross that 3%, it's going to have a crippling effect on the overall economy, as we're already having cracks and chinks in the armor And it's only going to get much, much worse. But you can see this 19,313 is the level you need to hold, or there would be a big sell-off to 16,598.54. And then the next thing, once you breach that, this pattern that you were in right here gets fulfilled, and the price ends up sitting down here sometime into the future. And what I'm watching out for this week is, as the Fed talks, the markets do a little pre-pumping, as they already have sold off leading into the rate hike again, where they've calculated into the stock price the big dump of another rate hike. And then usually you get a little bit of a pump after the Fed talks, and the Fed doesn't say anything out of the ordinary from what they expect. Usually the next day or two you get a pump in the equity markets and crypto, and then the following week it starts to tail off and quickly sell off as a week or two after goes on, and you end up being lower than you were when it started. But that's what I'm watching for this week. And during the week, the 29,900 right up in here by this blue support zone is a major upper resistance on any pump. A first resistance point would be 24,000 back where all this trading was, and the sellers were just too stacked. And then your underneath support is 19,310 and 90 cents is your initial one. And then your last line of any kind of support before a big fall, a $3,000 to $4,000 fall in Bitcoin price, is at 16,598.54. And if that broke, this technical target would get hit finally after a very long time that we always knew it would hit. It was just a matter of when, not if, and how not and how it would hit it, and what would drive it, and what would be the catalyst. So that's all a possibility. You got a wide range in price that could take place in the Bitcoin price this week, right? And then if we look at the Ethereum price, if we pull the Ethereum chart back up, you can see the Ethereum is sitting at a critical support level, right? See that critical support level? It's this blue fib circle, or this green fib circle. We're back after the great June dump. We got support, 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 pump. Hit this red upper resistance from about July the 19th all the way through September the 14th. Resistance, resistance, resistance. Pumped above it, support. Got resistance from all that heavy trading volume over here at the top part of the volume indicator, where when it's coming at it from below, we know it acts as bearish and likes to reject the price. When it's coming at it from underneath or from above, it likes to act as support. But it got quickly reversed and rejected and forced right down below that major trading area. Then it got rejected, 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 nibbled into there, hit that overhead blue descending fib circle at $1,825.69 that we had on there as a major rejection zone. And it did. It got rejected. It followed it briefly and then flushed down. You can see that beautifully how it did that, and that was what we were expecting, and in line with our forecast on the Ethereum short-term price action, right? Because we're still bearish. And now what you're looking at as we zoom in a little bit in the 4-hour time frame, and we zoom in a little bit closer to the 2-hour time frame, you can see what we got going on over here is you straddle, like we were looking at from the farther out time frame, you straddle that blue fib circle, the momentum died out, the volume tanked, and then you can see how the volume harshly declined to almost nothing. You can see that little line, it's the mean of the volume. It didn't start pumping up until the sell volume came in, and then it dumped the price, consolidated, dumped the price again, got onto the old green fib circle that's uptrending, and it actually fell below it, and now it's using it as resistance. And if you're trying to get bullish, you would have to not only get above this green fib circle that's uptrending, but this blue fib circle that's descending. And these are two heavily shown areas with the fib circles, the way they work, showing you that there's a lot of major upper resistance here, and that's what you got to try to watch out for in this weekend and in the next coming weeks as the Fed talks. Can you get above this $15,007 green fib circle, and then flip the blue fib circle to support, and then try to work your way up to this $18,000 on up to almost $1,900 level? Can you get up there and try to flip that and become bullish again by getting on top of that? Or is there too much bearish sentiment after some volatile, what I expect this week, volatile price action? Is there just too much price action volatility that it ends up driving the price down, and you come down here closer to the $1,117 major lower support? Because if you broke that, you're coming down to the 747 underneath next fib circle. That's all to be looked at. That's all to be taken seriously, and that's what we're going to be looking at as the federal government and the evil white Federal Reserve comes out of the woodworks again, just like a groundhog, to try to knock down the economy because the inflation is still running hot. We're still, I think, at 8.3% on inflation for the year this year, after, what was it, at 8% last year, or 7%. It's still far too high. There's only subtle things going down on normal consolidations and, say, an oil market that got pumped up 300-400% in a couple of months. It's obviously consolidating now as there's profit taking, and to me it's a bullish consolidation because I believe the oil prices will eventually go back up, right? The commodities have been in a consolidation, but utility costs have been skyrocketing, food has been skyrocketing, and the cost of living has been skyrocketing, and that's just the basic necessities in life that you need: heat, energy, food, housing, shelter, clothes, right? You need these things, energy, to live or you die, and those things are continuing to skyrocket, and they're going to continue to skyrocket, and you need to be out ahead of that and stick with old Vincenzo, as we are your headquarters in preparing for the 2024 cashless society and the recession that we're already in. And the recession's going to get deeper, the recession's going to get harsher, the recession's going to get more painful, just like the crypto bear market and the stock market and equity market crunch that's going on. Things are going to continue to tighten, things are going to continue to evolve, and things are going to continue to cascade down a spiral that none of us want to be in, but we've all been thrust into it. And the only thing that we can do is to prepare, is to plan, is to educate, and to execute the plan when ready and necessary to profitability, to change our standard of living, to change our standard of life, and to change our outlook and our family's outlook and the future outlook of the nation as a whole by educating, informing, and spreading truth and having integrity while doing it. Peace and love from me to you, old Vincenzo, to my beautiful, lovely audience.